Alright, welcome back to another video of Davian's collection of VHS DVDs, games, and more. Today I'm going to be doing a new VHS collection part for October 2022, which is my Disney VHS collection. I have 28 Disney VHSs in my collection. The Marvel ones and that movie down below right here in this pile that I am considering right here as a Disney VHS. One of them's blue. It's gonna be freaking epic. Now let's get on to the video. If the video does get longer or if the video stops by its own, it will be split into parts. Starting with is the Psych. I have 25 VHSs. I've started out with the incorrect one. Starting off is Spider-Man, The Return of the Green Goblin. Works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is October 7th, 2002. Next up is George of the Jungle, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is October 5th, 1997. Next up is The Hunchback of Notre Dame, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is February 1st, 1997. Next up is Cinderella, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. I'm going to be doing my Disney DVD collection in the future, and after that I'm going to be destroying the Dumbo DVD because it doesn't work. Print date is July 6th, 1995. It's quite an old movie right here, from the 50s. Next up is Sleeping Beauty, the one I did the opening and closing to, and it gained lots and lots of views in it. It works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is June 13th, 1997. Next up, I have two Jungle Books. One is a 1991 copy, and the other is the 1997 copy. Both of the tapes work totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date for this one is February 11th, 1991. And print date for this one here is August 13th, 1997. The 1997 copy is released on October 1997, according to the previews right here. Next up is Pocahontas, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date's January 5th, 1996. Next up, I have two Peter Pans. This one here is the 1990 copy, and this one is the 1998 copy. They both work, but the 1998 copy is damaged a little bit. It was originally eaten, but I fixed it, and it has damaged film strip right here, just like my old Rugrats Santa Experience VHS. Left glass is shattered, and low end housing is cracked. And this side is damaged too, but otherwise the 1998 copy works. Print date for this copy is January 25th, 1998. And print date for the 1990 copy is April Fool's Day 1990, which is April 1st, 1990. Next up is Bambi, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is January 8th, 1997. Next up is Jungle to Jungle, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is May 27th, 1997. Next up is The Nightmare Before Christmas, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is July 11th, 1994. Next up, I have two Pinocchios. They both work totally fine with no issues whatsoever. The one on the bottom has a damaged case, but the tape's in pretty good condition. Print date for the first one is February 5th, 1993. And the second tape's print date is April 3rd, 1993. So this thing's 2 months newer than the second copy that I have. Sorry for the sound right here. Next up is Toy Story 2, that works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is August 14th, 2000. Next up is The Little Mermaid. The 1990 and 2007 copy is available on video. Works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. And it is one of the last Disney VHSs to come out, the 2007 copy. Print date for this one is February 11th, 1998. Next up is The Fox and the Hound. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is April 6th, 2000. Next up is Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, The Adventure Begins, starring Tim Allen. It works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is June 27th, 2000. Next up is the very first Disney movie ever released, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. It's in a late 80s clamshell case. Print date is May 28th, 1994. Next up is Monsters, Inc. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. And the tape is blue, actually. Print date is July 22nd, 2002. Next up is Lilo and Stitch. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is September 27th, 2002. Next up, I have two Lady and the Tramps. They both work totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date for the first one is July 25th, 1998. And print date for the second is August 14th, 1998. Those two right here, the first one is a month older than the second one here. Next up is Beauty and the Beast, which came out 31 years ago. Works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is June 30th, 1992. Next up is The Rookie. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. Print date is July 17th, 2002. The tape that I could not find is The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever. And last but not least is the original Toy Story. That works totally fine with no issues whatsoever, even though the case is in bad shape. Print date is September 8th, 1996. Now that's going to do me with my October 2022 Disney VHS collection. The Disney DVD collection is coming soon, along with the drop test for the Dumbo DVD. This is Davian's collection of VHS DVDs, games, and more. Thank you for watching. I hope you like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you again in my next video.